On the edge of the Orion frontier, under the shadow of twin suns, stood the city of Corrales, a place where law and punishment were swift and mercy was rarely considered. It was a bustling hub where alien species from dozens of worlds bartered and schemed, where humans were still looked at with suspicion, their arrival in galactic society too recent to inspire full trust. Ethan Hale, a former engineer turned drifter, found himself in the city's central plaza that day. He had been working odd jobs for transport guilds, fixing broken reactors or repairing hull plates for barely enough credits to buy a meal. He didn't come to Corrales for glory or riches. He was simply searching for a place to belong. But fate had a strange way of finding him. A crowd gathered in the plaza, voices rising in anticipation. Ethan, curious, pushed through and found himself staring at a grim sight. At the center of the square stood a young alien girl bound to a crystalline pylon. Her scales shimmered faintly, a deep indigo hue, though dust and exhaustion dulled her beauty. The tribunal guards, towering reptilian warriors in armor adorned with bone and steel, prepared for the execution. A herald proclaimed her sentence in a booming voice. Lyra of the Karan clan is guilty of treason. For attempting to defy the will of the council, she shall meet death beneath the suns. Ethan frowned. She couldn't have been more than 20 in human years. Her luminous silver eyes, wide with fear but unbroken, caught his gaze. He didn't know her crime, nor did he care about the politics of alien councils. But something in those eyes, defiance mixed with desperation, stirred something in him. The executioner raised a weapon resembling a plasma glaive, its blade glowing with lethal energy. The crowd roared, eager for the spectacle, and Ethan acted without thinking. "Stop," he shouted, pushing past the guards. His voice, though small compared to the herald's, cut through the noise. For a heartbeat, the square went silent. The executioner turned, narrowing reptilian eyes. A human dares interrupt justice? She's just a girl. Ethan protested. You call this justice? Binding someone like this and parading her before a crowd. The guard snarled, but the tribunal hesitated. Humans were new to the Orion Accords, but they were known for their unpredictability. Ethan's heart pounded as he stepped closer to Lyra. The guards moved to block him, but with a desperate lunge, he grabbed a discarded plasma staff from the ground. His body moved faster than his mind could reason. He swung, striking the executioner's weapon away and slicing through the crystalline bonds. Lyra stumbled forward into his arms, too shocked to speak. "Run!" Ethan urged. Chaos erupted. Guards roared, the crowd screamed, and Ethan pulled the alien girl into the labyrinthine alleys of Corrales. Plasma bolts scorched the walls around them as they sprinted. He didn't know where he was going, only that he had to get her out. They escaped to the lower districts, where the air was thick with smoke and the streets were narrow enough to deter the guards' pursuit. Ethan guided her into a forgotten storage bay, sealing the door behind them. Both were breathing hard, adrenaline coursing through their veins. Why did you do that?" Lyra asked at last, her voice soft yet trembling with shock. Ethan wiped sweat from his brow. "I couldn't just stand there and watch. They'll kill you now. You defied the council." "I've been running my whole life," Ethan replied with a grim smile. "Guess I'll keep running." For the first time, her hardened expression softened. "You don't even know me, yet you risked your life." "Maybe that's reason enough," he said simply. Over the next few days, they hid in the ruins beyond the city. Ethan scavenged food and water, while Lyra revealed more of her story. She was a daughter of a Karan clan elder, accused falsely of treason by rival factions. Her execution was a political move, meant to extinguish her bloodline's influence. "They feared me," she confessed one night, sitting by a flickering campfire. "Not because of what I did, but because of who I might become. My father believed I would lead our people differently, more mercifully. But mercy has no place in the council's games." Ethan listened, captivated not only by her words, but by the quiet strength in her voice. The fear from the plaza was gone, replaced by resolve. "You deserve better than that," he said. "No one should be silenced for wanting peace." Her silver eyes reflected the firelight as she looked at him. "You're strange, human. Our kind sees yours as reckless, greedy. Yet you risked everything for me without asking anything in return. Ethan chuckled. Guess I'm not a good example of my species. But the truth was, he felt something growing inside him, a connection he couldn't explain. She was alien, yes, but her laughter, her quiet resilience, her determination to survive, it all resonated with him. Their bond deepened as the days turned to weeks. They taught each other their languages, shared stories of their worlds. Ethan showed her how to repair broken tech. She showed him how to read the constellations of her people. But peace could not last. The council sent hunters after them. One night, while camped near a ravine, shadows descended, mercenaries armed with shock rifles. Ethan woke to the crack of energy fire. Lyra, run. But she didn't run. She stood with him, side by side. Together they fought. Ethan swinging a salvage plasma blade, while Lyra unleashed a hidden ability, resonant pulses of energy from her scales that disoriented their attackers. The battle was brutal, but they drove the hunters back into the night. Afterward, bloodied and exhausted, Ethan realized just how strong she was. She wasn't a helpless girl. She was a survivor, a leader. And when she cradled his face, whispering, "I won't lose you," Ethan knew their bond was no longer just friendship. Months passed. Word spread across the frontier. The Karin girl had survived execution. Her people began to rally quietly in her name. The council grew restless, but cracks formed in their power. Ethan stood with her through it all, protecting her, helping her forge alliances, even when it meant facing overwhelming odds. Together, they became symbols, an alien princess and a human drifter, defying the galaxy's harsh rules. One evening, under the twin suns, she finally spoke the words he had long felt but never dared voice. "You saved me from death," Lyra said, her voice trembling not from fear, but from vulnerability. "But more than that, you showed me kindness when I thought the universe had none left. I thought our species could never understand each other, yet my heart knows yours." Ethan took her hand, rough against his calloused palm. "And mine knows yours." They kissed beneath the stars, alien and human, enemies by decree, lovers by choice. In time, their love became legend. Lyra rose to power, not as a pawn of the council, but as a leader of her people. With Ethan by her side, their union was scorned by many, but also inspired thousands across the Orion frontier. If a human and alien could find love amidst hatred, perhaps peace was possible after all. And for Ethan, who once drifted aimlessly among the stars, he had finally found a place he belonged, beside the woman he had once saved from the executioner's blade, not as her rescuer, not as her protector, but as her equal and as her love.